guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I have a new full face video and the first thing I'm going in with is the Benefit Porefessional primer. I was having a situation on my chin. It wasn't like a pimple anymore, but like a scar. So whenever I have this, I always apply a little bit of a primer on top of it because this will make it less visible when I go on top of it with foundation. So I'm going to mix two foundations. First I'm going in with the Marc Jacobs Remarkable foundation and I'm mixing this with the Urban Decay All Nighter foundation. I only did this because I was really tanned, as you can see in my neck, and the Urban Decay one was a little bit too light. And I know that this one also looks quite light, but this will look so much better at the end because I'm going in with bronzer and all of that stuff. So don't worry about that. So now I'm using my beauty blender and I always make it a little bit damped so my foundation blends in better. For my concealer I'm going to use the Colourpop No Filter Concealer, and this is a new concealer that I'm currently testing out. Before this one I always used the Shape Tape Concealer by Tarte Cosmetics, which I still really like, but for my channel I want to switch it up by using some different products to show you how it looks. Also, I feel like it might be a little bit boring if I use like the same products over and over in every video. Let me know if you disagree, but that's just how I feel. I don't want you to like feel like my videos are boring because I'm constantly showing the same products. Yeah, that's the reason why I'm using this, but it's a nice concealer. Now I'm going to use the Paint Pot by MAC Cosmetics in the shade Soft Ochre. And I'm using this with a kabuki brush by Sigma. This is like one of their small ones. And I'm just applying this all over my eyelid. Now to set this in place, I'm going in with the Natasha Denona Light Medium Contour Kit. And I'm going in with a light matte shade. And I'm using my tapered highlighting brush by Sigma to press this on all the places where I used my concealer. And I also showed this brush in my previous video. That was the video where I talked about all my favorite brushes. So I kind of tried to use like a lot of those brushes which I showed in my previous video in this video. So you kind of can see them in action. So now I'm going in with the MAC Studio Fix Powder and I applied a tiny amount of this product right on top of that blemish. And now it's time for the eyes, and I'm using the TheBalm Smoking Hot Eyeshadow Palette. I'm using many more products, but I'm just trying out some new things that I got in the mail. So you will see a lot of stuff coming by which I have never shown before. So I'm using this shade all over in my crease, using my blending brush from Gabiros. I have no idea how to pronounce that. But that's one of my favorite blending brushes which I use almost every day. And for around my outer V, I switched to a Morphe M504 brush, just because it's a bit more precise. Now I'm going in with the TheBalm Meat Matte Nude palette, and I'm using this Matte Rosen shade. I'm going to press this in my outer V, and once I have pressed like the most of the product that is on the brush, then I'm going to softly blend it more upwards towards my crease.
Give me all the comfort that I crave. Anywhere you go, I'll follow you. Follow you, I will follow you. Anywhere you go, I'll follow you.
Now I'm going in with the TheBalm Greatest Hits Volume 2 palette. I'm going in with this matte dark brown shade. And I'm doing the same thing. I'm first going to press this in my outer V and then I'm going to slowly blend it a bit more upwards. And I really like this palette by TheBalm. It's one of their new palettes and it contains a lot of cool products, like 4 eyeshadow shades, their highlighter Mary Luminizer, which is super popular, a few blushes. It's just a really nice go-to palette that you can take with you when you're going to travel or just have a sleepover, just because it's easy to take with you and it contains so many different things. So now I'm going back in with the Smoking Hot Eyeshadow Palette, and I'm taking this light champagne shiny shade and I'm going to use this for underneath my brow bone. And for this I'm using the MAC 242 brush to apply, which is one of my favorite brushes. It's so nice to apply eyeshadows with. You can use it for matte shades but also for shimmery shades. It's just really nice. So now that I'm done with applying eyeshadows in my crease, I'm going in with the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in the shade NC15. And as far as I know, this is the lightest shade that they have with this concealer. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe this is like the lightest one. So I'm going to apply this concealer all over my eyelids. And for this, I'm using the Dose of Colors concealer brush. And this is quite a big concealer brush. If you own like a smaller one, that would be even better because you can work more precise with this. I also switched my brush into a more precise one to go a little bit more around the edges, like I'm doing right now. My brush doesn't have a name on it anymore. I have no idea from which brand it is. Just make sure that you go in with a light one. That's much better. So now I'm going in with the Dose of Colors DESIXKATY eyeshadow palette, which is so pretty and I was dying to try it out. And it comes with 4 eyeshadows. I swatched them on my fingers so you can see how the colors look. And I'm going in with a light golden shade, which is called No Lee. And to apply this, I'm using the MAC 242 brush. The description that came with this palette said that you can also use this shade wet using your fingers. But I want it to be like applied really precise, and with my finger that's not really possible. So I just made my brush wet and I applied it. Now I'm going in with this shade called Turbo Sun. It's a green shade, and also with this shade you can use it wet and it's best to apply it with your finger. So I first used my brush to get it more precise around the edge, and then I went in with my finger because I just felt like it didn't give enough color payoff. So now I'm going in with the shade Sus, and I'm going to use this at the rest of my eyelid. And on the description it didn't say that you can use this shade wet, but I think you can. I'm not really sure why it said that you can use the other shades wet, but it didn't say that you could use this one wet. I have no idea. But I did use it wet just to give it a little bit more of a sheen. I just really like to do this trick with shimmery shades. And now for my outer V, I'm going back in with that Greatest Hit palette by TheBalm Cosmetics and a dark shade, and I'm going to press this at my outer V so the eyeshadows that I have just applied on my eyelid blends a little bit more better into each other. So now to darken it up even more, I'm going in with this matte black shade by Makeupgeek. And I'm doing the same thing. I'm just going to press it a little bit in my outer V to darken it up. I just wanted it to have something extra smoky or something. I don't really know. So now I'm going in with a brush that has no product on it, and I'm going around the edges to make sure that everything is well blended out. So now I'm going in with a dark shade again from the Greatest Hits Volume 2 palette, and I'm using my flat diviner brush to apply this shade right underneath my lower lash line. With this brush you can like create a super slim and precise line, as tight as possible towards your lower lash line. And I'm going to blend it out using the Matte Rosen shade from the TheBalm Meet Matte Nude palette. And for this I'm using the Dose of Colors pencil brush. I will link all the brushes down in the description bar in case you're wondering, or you can watch my previous video where I'm explaining and talking about all my favorite brushes, because all the brushes that I used for my eyes are all mentioned in my previous video. So now for my eyeliner, I'm going in with the Sigma Wicked Gel Eyeliner using the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeliner brush in the number 3. And I'm going to create a line just above my lash line because I'm going in with fake lashes, and I feel like whenever I use fake lashes, it looks better with eyeliner. So now I'm going in with the TheBalm Schwing Liquid Liner, and I know I have already applied gel eyeliner, so it's not necessary to go on top of it with a liquid liner as well, but I really like to layer a liquid on top of a gel eyeliner. I just feel like it looks better. So now for my waterline, I'm going to use the Zoeva Nude pencil, and I really need to buy a new one soon because mine has already become so tiny. It's just a really nice shade to use in your waterline to make your eyes appear a bit bigger. Now for my mascara, I'm using the TheBalm Matte Lash Mascara. One of my current favorites. I've only been using this for a week or so. But I really noticed that the mascara really lifts your lashes, which I like because mine are so tiny. But I'm going in with Anytude Feisty Lashes, and I have a special discount code in my description bar in case you're curious or want to buy them. So this is the end result of the eyes with the lashes on. but I'm also going to show you all the products that I have used for my face. So I'm going to use the TheBalm Mama Bronzer, which is inside the Greatest Hit palette. And I'm using this on my cheekbones, a little bit of this underneath my jawline, and also underneath my lips to make them appear a little bit more plumpy. And now I'm going in with the Dose of Colors DESIXKATY Fuego highlighter, and oh my gosh, I'm so in love with this. It's a champagne gold shade and it's just the perfect shade for my skin tone. And I'm going to use this on my cheekbones, of course. And for this I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills highlighting brush, but I switched my brush later on because I kind of like a tinier brush a little bit more because you can work a bit more precise on the apples of my cheeks. So this one is by Morphe, I believe, but I will link it down in the description bar. So I applied also a little bit of this above my lips, and I noticed that using my fingers worked better, so that's why I use my finger. And I'm going to use a little bit above my eyebrow. So for my blush, I'm going in with Down Boy and Fat Boy, which are the two middle blushes, a peachy and a pinky shade, and I mix these two together on my brush, and I'm applying this on my cheekbones. And the brush that I'm using is by Sigma. It's their original blush brush. And when it comes to blush, I always kind of like a peachy or a pinky shade. Now to set my face, I'm going in with the Tarte Cosmetics Ready Set Radiance Spray. Just to make my powder melt into my skin more and it just looks more fresh and natural. So now it's time for the lips, and I went in with the TheBalm Pickup Liner in the shade Fine All Over. I wanted to use the Hot Fire liquid lipstick from the DESIXKATY collection, and this lip liner was just the perfect shade to go with it. And now you can see the liquid lipstick. It's a very vibrant red coral shade. I don't really know how to describe it, but the name is Hot Fire and it's literally hot fire. The whole look kind of looks summer to me, I guess. Even though summer is almost over in the Netherlands, I feel like we can still wear these kind of shades. But yeah, I feel like it's very summery. So this is already the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed. I hope you like the outcome. I don't do full face videos very often, but I know you like it whenever I do this. So yeah, give it a thumbs up if you did enjoy. This will be really sweet. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. And of course, I hope to see you in my next video. Bye guys!
Put your hands on my back, boy.